I encourage all women to take some type of self-defense class. There are self-defense classes specifically to teach women maneuvers, grabs, and holds, and way to free yourself from an attacker if that were to ever happen to you. I encourage you to take boxing, kickboxing, taekwondo, whatever it is, basic punch combinations, something to give you a milliliter of a second to break free, get loose, defend yourself, whatever it is to be from an attacker, whether it be from in front, behind, surprise attack, whatever it is. Just something, even if it's to learn wrestling techniques, just learn something to defend or protect yourself. I know some self-defense, measures from, I was in the military, and I've had experiences growing up as a child where I've had to defend myself. And even while I was in the military, I've had to defend myself not on the battlefield. There are times I had to defend myself while on duty and off duty. So I understand the importance of knowing some type of defense measure or move or stand, something that will give you a millisecond to free yourself, to get away from your attacker. Even with me knowing these defense mechanisms and moves, there was still a struggle. But thankfully enough, I knew enough and I was strong enough, not to be all flat out beaten or worse. Men are physically stronger than women, regardless of what someone believes, says, or does. They are physically stronger than women. And if they grab you the right way and you don't know how to get loose, you can find yourself in a bad situation. Don't be concerned about knowing self-defense or learning some type of defense mechanism or measure that it will make you masculine. That's not what it's doing. It's not making you masculine. It's giving you a measure of defense to protect yourself and possibly to save your life. I've read the article of the guy who murdered these two young ladies here recently where I live, and it just disgusts me to know that the parole board paroled this guy. They approved his parole after reading his history. This guy was violent way beforehand, and violent towards one of the women that he murdered. Horribly violent. And how they could figure to understand to release him and believe that he was no longer a threat to society because he said he was tired of going in and out of prison. Well, you tired of going in and out of prison doesn't mean that you're tired of assaulting people. It's two different things. But of course, when it's us, it really don't matter. It really don't matter. So, ladies, I encourage that. Please do learn some form of self-defense. People with young daughters coming up, please teach them something. I do have a couple of friends who teach their daughters boxing. One friend of mine, his daughter, she wrestles. She's on the wrestling team and she's a spitfire. She don't just body slam people. She does suplexes. She ain't nothing to play with. And I'm thankful that she has that, because with that, it's a discipline. It's not like you just run around being a bully, running up on people. No, that's not what it is. It means that you recognize keywords a person is saying, their facial expressions, and their body gestures and postures. You recognize those things to be aggressive, then yes, now you know how to protect yourself. You know that you may have to do a maneuver or go down into a stance or maybe even reach for your weapon. I encourage that as well. Get your CPLs. And because that could also give you a few seconds. You're warding off a defender. That could give you a few seconds to reach for your weapon. So I encourage you all to do that. It's just, whenever I hear these type of things, it just reminds me of the situation that I was in. It could have been me. And I do know of other women who have lost their life because of some insecure nut. So I encourage you all, please learn some type of self-defense and obtain your license to carry. And also, after you obtain your license to carry, make sure you go to the range at least once a month to learn how to load, fire, learning the maintenance of the weapon, whatever type of weapon you have, learning how to carry it, what's comfortable for you. Whether you're wearing a waist holder or a body holder, thigh holder, wherever you're going to have it, and to be comfortable enough to practice to reach, grab, and pull. I encourage you to practice while it's not loaded so that you don't accidentally fire and hurt yourself or hurt someone, but you're going to need to take time and practice with that as well. So I just encourage you all to do that. All ladies, please do that. And all parents who have young daughters and are bringing daughters up, they're going off to college or wherever else. I mean, even just teenagers who are in school and they're going to work, even when they're at school, because there are some people whose teenage boys, they tend to grab and touch when they're not supposed to. So that will also help the young lady. She can, grab his wrist. She can learn wrist locks, all those type of things. A lot of folks don't believe that their young sons will grab or touch a young lady. Yeah, they do. They still try to play to grab the booty and, grabbing her all in the chest or whatever else. Even just touching her when she hasn't even given permission. Everybody don't like that. So I encourage you all to do that too. Teach your young men. Do not be touching these young women. I don't care if it is just in general conversation. If she's not welcoming of you or your presence that close, just don't reach and touch her just because you feel like you can't. You don't talk with your hands, you talk with your mouth. So please do that.